Hey there. How's it going? My name's Tom. I'm from Penticton, British Columbia, Canada. Are we live yet? You gotta tell me when I'm live, okay? You gotta count it down. Thank you so much, and I appreciate all the time that you've given to this project. Hey, how's it going? So I'm live with you, my friends, and my family on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. Ain't that amazing? That's incredible. How does he? It's magic. Today's show is brought to you by useless forms given to me to fill out to complain about the RCMP's treatment of me a month ago when they tortured me, threw me in their prison, and then later chased me into the woods with a heart attack to die. So my town has only one place that you can go. It's called the Penticton and Area Access Society. So this was offered to me by my doctor's secretary. My doctor is not in the office anymore because of this COVID-19 thing. So you can't get medical care. You can't get anything right now, and no one really cares about your rights. So if you think your government cares about you, you would be sadly mistaken. And if you're buying any of the bullshit that they're giving you over the mainstream media, which the people that bought them in the first place own the media, well, they don't care about you. RCMP obviously is government. So the RCMP is completely protected. The only thing that is holding anything together, like mass shootings by the RCMP towards people like me, they tried to kick me to death. That's a fact. But the only thing stopping is the gun laws and the fact that they can't enter your house. That's another thing. And this is starting to change. They're trying to pass laws in the East Coast now that at any given time, for any given reason that they come up with, they can, hey guys, loud bikes, huh? Oh boy. That they can enter your house at any given time. With I think very little reason. So this is completely horrible to contemplate these fuckers coming into my home, because many will die. No, it's not true. I have never laid a hand on anybody who hasn't laid a hand on me. That is a fact. I've never started a fight in my life. I do not like fighting, but I do know how. Interesting, though, that a guy that was silently protesting the fact that they were there in the first place, 6 RCMP officers in my town kicked the shit out of me, beat and tortured me, broad daylight, put a bag over my head. I was internally bleeding. They gave me a heart attack, like I said, chased me in the woods. So it's a story worth retelling, but I gotta shorten it a little bit every time. So, but this is another thing they gave me. They gave me another book saying, well, these people could help, and these people are located in Vancouver, which is a 4-hour drive, and I believe by bike it would be probably about, I don't know, 2 weeks. So I would have to bike 2 weeks to talk to anybody in person. I don't have a phone. I have internet, so I guess I can email them. Yeah. And then I got this complaint form from these people that, the shitty thing is about this thing, I had a bad start to the day, but it got better because I smoked some weed. Now, that helped. if you want to know, how to maybe deal with some issues with weed, I might be able to give you some suggestions of people you can talk to. Anyways, it's very important that we all have our medication, right? Anyways, is it medication? Is it really? Is it really? Yeah, it is. Because otherwise I wouldn't care about this shit at all, and I'd just move out into the fucking woods and never pay attention to civilization again. Because it's getting to that point where it's getting pretty noisy in my world, right? Pretty noisy. Bikes are here, eh? Hey guys! Awesome! Oh man, pretty loud though, eh? No? Okay, fine. So yeah, they gave me this form to fill out. And I love filling. What if I didn't know how to read? What if I didn't know the language that well? What if, someone could help me fill this out, they said, but what if they didn't have the people to speak my language? What if I just moved here and I got Canadian citizenship and I'm just trying to figure out my fucking way? What if I'm illiterate? What if so many scenarios? What if I don't have the energy to fill this out because I was just beaten by the RCMP? That's what happened to me. Did I tell you about that? 6 of them. Yeah! 6 of them. I was sitting in a park cross-legged with my hands down and just waiting for them because bylaw, the bylaw officers can't handle a fucking conversation about gardening. Anyways, I saw the garden today. Yeah. And I guess this is not really what it's about, but the garden is actually looking quite a bit better because of the stuff that I did. Because there's this one section in the garden just before I got beaten by the RCMP for gardening, I guess. I don't know. I wasn't charged with anything, which is odd that they would torture you in a jail. And what does that happen in Canada? Yes, it does. Dave Teller knows. Anyways, they gave me this fucking form to fill out, Dave, and I'm not really very happy with the service because it's like, okay, and then the other thing, the advocate that is like in charge with the guy with the fucker with the degree, whoever it is, isn't seeing people because of COVID-19, but they'll send someone else in to see. They'll send someone else in to see ya. Does that make any sense? Why are there so many fucking bikes? That's loud, eh? This is a first. Must be a conference. This is a good time to do a show, huh? Yeah, it's a good time to do a show. What's this show about? Well, it's about the government and the fact that they don't care about you. If you think they do, you would be a foolish person. And I've got these forms that I'm never going to fucking fill out. Because, quite honestly, I should be able to deal with this without fucking lawyers, without advocates, without fucking... There should be something in place in regards to the RCMP and their accountability. Oh, shit, eh? The Access Center. So... that's what happened to me today. The lady who was trying to help me was really trying to do her best. And I thank her for listening to my story, but this is kind of shit. This is bullshit. And if this is all the government in my town can do about someone who got his ass kicked in the fucking park a month ago by the RCMP and tortured for 10 hours, and also, you don't have to believe this part, but killed him, and I came back to life. So thank you very much. And I had a heart attack, and I'm back. What's next? Well, I had a little shift today. Last couple of days I've been thinking pretty negatively because every road that I come down, it's like, you know when you're banging your head up against the wall all the time and you're expecting different results, but it's kind of what I was doing in my mind, and that's the general rule when you know that you're going insane, doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. So I'm changing it. Sound of the bikes. Yeah, there you go. Somebody likes the sound of the bikes. So you like it. It's guttural. Okay, so I'm okay with it either way. This is my home, and this is where I'm going to fucking stay for a bit. Also, I tried to find out any place I could talk to about renters' problems. I'll find that tomorrow. There's an issue here in the building that I'm living in, and unfortunately, the owners or the owner and his son, and I don't know what's going on there, but we need to talk because I've been treated like a piece of fucking shit around here, and for no reason, and it was family who did it to me. In my mind, I thought these people were family, so I'm trying to keep it under wraps here, but you know what? Fuck. No. Too many people know. So, I want to set the record straight. When I moved into the Beaumont Motel, I was told that I was supposed to pay $750 a month. Now, at that time, I was totally intending to stay somewhere and be provided for a space to stay during the winter, and do a little bit of work around the Beaumont to offset whatever it was. But that was given to me, and I couldn't afford it, so I ran out of money. And good thing too, because I wouldn't have met Gord at the soup kitchen. Long story short, I had some friends come and foot the bill for 3 months, and I was very grateful. At the time, I thought they were footing the bill for 753 times, right? And I was like, wow, what? That's so great. Thank you, guys. But it was 600. So it was $200 a month that they negotiated or something. So now I'm paying $200. I'm thinking that they paid $750. The next month I think I'm having to pay $750. So where's that $750 going to come in a town that's dead in the winter? Ah! It's a good question. Okay, so you think I'm making excuses here? No. I did all my work. I did all the stuff that I wanted to do in the summer, and it was all agreed upon. Now, what's next? It's not a priority again to talk with me. I sent an email, and tomorrow I'll talk with them. But if it was a real priority, all my rights were trampled on there too. It seems like when you're down, everybody comes out after you, you know, in a way. But here's the silver lining. You meet people. And you meet people that think with their hearts and not with their fucking dicks, and or their greedy little minds. A lot more ambulances in my town. Wonder why. We're not getting served in my town when it comes to the hospital. I went into the hospital. What was that? 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, or something like that. It was like 3.5 weeks ago, to get my X-rays after the beating that I took by 6 RCMP officers in my town, and the treatment I got initially was fucking horrible. The guy says, the doctor, the admitted doctor, he says, I'm not going to give you any pain medication. It's the only thing he says to me. I'm not giving you any pain medication. I said, fine, that's fine. Didn't ask you for it. Hey, do you want to know what? No, I didn't say this. I said I wasn't asking for any pain medication. I just want X-rays. Can I get those? But at every turn, he wanted me to turn on him because there's something fucking going on at the hospital too. So it's at every institution that is attached to the fucking government that is based on profit. Profit. Remember this. Profit. Greed. Profit. Profit's not so bad, I guess, if everybody's profiting, but if only a few people are profiting, then that's a pretty shitty show. And I don't want to go see that show anymore. That show's shit. Access Center. Tracy Franklin. And that. Oh no, this is the lady that I might be able to see in person in another week or two. And then this says, we listen, support, and help problem solve. Everyone welcome. Alright. Why would you come to see us? We help with if you have trouble with the government applications, legal obviously. So this is good, like they'll help you fill out forms. Maybe they have the right people in place, but you know what? They don't. They don't, because they couldn't even help a guy that spoke English. There was nothing. There was nothing in place to leave the RCMP accountable to fucking unprecedented violence. No, it's been happening for a fucking long time, and I'm one story. Fucking one story. Yep. We're gonna put you down as Caucasian. No, you're not. You put me down as indigenous. And that's exactly what I said to them as they let me out of their facility after the beating and the torture. Yeah, I thought I was going to pretty much die again. They beat me so hard, man. They really did. They did a good number on me. Can you imagine 6 of them at once? That's some brute force there. Tough guys with guns and Kevlar bodysuits and bats and all that kind of shit. And it needs to be known. Okay, so RCMP, Royal Canadian Mounted Police, but they're military. Remember, military. So there's nobody on top of them. The government doesn't care. Federal government is military. RCMP is the federal government. The federal government is up here, and then the provincial government for Canada is here, and then the municipal government for my city is here, and they all work the same. So you get broken fucking shitty systems where nothing gets done, and on various levels they make decisions, work it out so that everybody gets fucked in the end. Everybody. Including them, because it's not sustainable in the end. They eat themselves. That's what happens. They tear each other apart and they eat themselves. It's happened before. Oh yeah? When? When did that ever happen? No, it's happened. Look into it. Cannibalism exists. And some of these fuckers at the highest levels, they're baby killers, right? Their child sacrifice is happening. You know this, right? At the highest levels, and it trickles down, and it's in your town, most likely. Because whatever happens in the microcosm happens in the macrocosm. So the macrocosm's down here, microcosm. No, microcosm, macrocosm. That's what it is. You're so smart, Tom. Yeah, my government really fucking cares about people. Yep. We're gonna put you down as indigenous. That would be better, you dick. Why did they have to be this way? What is their rationale? What did they charge me with? Who's looking into this? Why do they still have guns? And why do they have the ability to kill me and I do not? Or do I? And if I did have the ability, would it be justified? Fuck! Right? Ha! So, I've come to the conclusion that nonviolence is the way. Whew. That was a pretty big gamble on my part. There's a lot that one can do that has the capacities that I have in silence and in secret. I could do so much damage to the world. It would be really a shitty show if that would happen, but it never has, ever in my life. So, wow, hey, that's out there. That's the fucking truth. And you know what the other truth is? Is that I've always told the truth in every situation. And if I didn't, or there was like something I was trying to get away with, you know what? I always came clean. Ha 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 ha. Now, RCMP, what do you have on me? Royal Canadian Mounted Police in Penticton, British Columbia, Canada, what do you have on me? Yeah? Nothing. Right? Otherwise I'd be in jail. For the beating I took, for sure. What would constitute a beating like that? What reason? Like, would I have to come at you with a gun and then you would disarm me? Or like, would you just shoot me with a gun? Well, what if I had a knife in my hand at the time and then you thought it was a gun? Would you just shoot me? What if I'm in the park and I'm just sitting and I'm not talking to you? What would you do now? What's protocol? RCMP, you have a lot to answer to, don't you? Well, you gotta. And things need to change. And the government needs to change. Everything needs to change. And the fuckers that are doing it, the really violent shitholes out there, okay? Hey, Ahmad. Dave Teller, Ahmad. The huge shitholes out there, they rise to the fucking top of every organization, right? And then they find each other there, and they say, you know what? You know what would be fun? Let's go kick the shit out of that one guy. That was a homeless activist or whatever wannabe media shithole himself, pointing at me. Okay, so what's my point? Good point. Accountability? Yep. We all have to be accountable for the shit we do. Checkmate. I still think that was a good game. You played a good game, but it was a bit two-dimensional. Like, you really got to at least play in 3 dimensions. And if not, there's many more dimensions after that. It's just that, okay, you're stupid. Okay? The shitholes at the top, well, these people that beat other people that are peaceful, right? That's very important. They're not beating like another shithole. They're beating people because they're different. They think different. What, they're wearing red that day and you don't like red? And I'm doing okay. I had the last 2 days were actually not very good. But I had a Reiki session by my friend, Gordon. And so I feel a bit better, and I'm talking now, and I'm thinking clearer. But it's been, to be honest with you, it's been very, very difficult for me to deal with people that I thought I could trust, and they told me that I could, and so that I was dealing with that. So now I got to see it in a different light, and really what I came down to is that. People do shitty things to each other, okay? And there has to be a point in time where you recognize that they're shitty people right now, but you pray for them. And I think that's like, and that's not like, oh, I'm going to pray for you, like a sarcastic prayer. It's like a genuine, I wish you the best in life, okay? You're still a shithole, though. You know? And but thank you for the question. I'm doing better. I'm gonna probably cut this relatively short because I wanted to just share with you the paperwork that people expect you to go through, and then the rigmarole and the emails that probably won't amount to much because you really got to talk to somebody in person to be able to explain what's happening. And if you don't have a phone, right? Which I don't have a fucking phone. I'm probably fine when I plug it in and get something working, but it's like, no, we shouldn't be doing these things 4 or 5 hours away. We should be doing it in our own community. So community is very, very fucking important, especially now. when the government is pushing this COVID-19 agenda and giving them permission to do such things as put bags over people's heads, which they did to me. And I almost choked in the back of their cruiser because I couldn't breathe. The blood and everything's sticking in my face. Long story. But they're doing it to kids now. They're doing it to kids. So they're getting away with it because... Why? They're getting away with it. The RCMP in my country are responsible for the deaths of so many indigenous people. It's countless. I can't even go there. There's mass graves all across Canada. Mass graves, and no one tells the story. Nobody cares. Why? That's anyways. That's another whole scenario. But it's happening. It's starting to change. See, what happens is that when you're smarter, you're obviously smarter than these people that are at these levels and implementing these acts of violence. Government, military, RCMP. So you can name a whole bunch of them, but yeah. Yeah. So, losing your train of thought's not a bad idea, because I was going to make this a 30-minute thing anyways. And I can really, honestly, I could talk for days and make some connections that you might not be aware of. But remember, everything is actually quite connected, and you got to think of whatever's happening like in your own little community is happening at a federal level, even like in your own relationships and how you treat each other. That's why most marriages don't last, and the ones that do shouldn't. It's because of a few things, and it's pretty simple. The fix is really simple, right? The solution is like compassion, man. It's it, right? Connecting to that compassion center in your heart, right? These guys really attacked my heart, guys. They did. Like they physically and mentally attacked my heart, and that's why I had a heart attack. But there was so much trauma to my heart, and there's the center of us, the core of us, is in our heart, right? Right. So that's where they attacked me. So I can still feel it. It's tender, but I think for some reason my bones didn't break, and that's so fucking thankful. But at the same time, my innards, there's a lot of damage. It's like being beaten by a phone book, a really thick phone book, eh? Yeah. So, not a sob story. I don't want this to go down as a fucking sob story. I thank you to all my family and my friends for putting up with whatever I do on online here. But this is my way of communicating to all the people that I really need to communicate with at this time. And also, it's very important for us not to put each other in boxes like schizophrenic or anything like that, mental disorders, because that really complicates things in my situation. So, friends and family that have been talking about such things amongst themselves and amongst other people, like the RCMP and people like this, once they have diagnosed you, once they have a reason like this, then they can do anything to you. They'll admit you into a hospital, give you all sorts of drugs, strap you down, and then give you COVID in the end. And that's what's happening now. Our government is, dear God, our government is responsible for the upper levels of government are responsible for this COVID-19 disaster storyline that was written for governments that were purchased and written for the media to convince a whole human population, the whole world, that government is all important, and that most people just do not matter. Most people do not matter. So the less ignorant that we are in the next little while, the better. And the more that we support each other and support each other's giftings, you know, and realize them, realize everybody's giftings, and allowing certain people to do certain jobs now that have been left out. This is the time to think different. So it's extremely important that we gather together as a community. That it all starts there, right from the fucking base. That's the base of civilization. If we can't do community right, then we're not going to be going to do anything right. Right? Community. So we got to get along here. So what's going to happen in the next little while? Well, I'm going to have a meeting with my landlord, who is also a friend of mine, but the last time I saw him, I kicked him out of my house. So I'm not very happy with him. He did come back and apologize, but we need to figure some things out. Right? And then I'm sure that as a community we can do that. This is home. And Penticton's my home too. I've been here 18 years, so you can't get rid of me that easy. And I know the RCMP want me gone or dead. So, do not fear, because I don't believe they can touch me anymore. I sincerely believe that well, if I don't allow it, which I did, I allowed them to touch me. But if I don't allow them, I can they wouldn't be able to catch me anyways. Most of them are fat fucks. Okay, so I'll talk to you guys later, and yeah, family and friends. This is for family and friends on YouTube and Facebook. It's Thursday, 7:02 p.m. June what is it? Dust on my screen. June 18th, 2020. Have a great day. Ahmad, Dave, and everybody else who's going to join later and or is here now. Bye. How are you going to do this? Just whatever happens. End stream. I thought it was weren't you going to share the screen on that one? Who are you talking to? There's no one there. As usual. Go to OBS. Yes, end. Alright, see ya. Bye. And then we're going to stop